This year's SCE, or the Secondary Education Examination results, once considered the iron gates of the country's education, have been published. The results this year have witnessed a marked improvement, with a significantly higher number of students who have bagged higher GPAs between 3.6 to 4.0. The Education Board has put the end of the pandemic that led to physical classes as the major reason behind improved academic performance this year. Good evening, I'm Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. National Education Board publishes this year's SCE results. Students register a marked improvement as a significant students score higher GPAs. The ruling coalition concludes that the demand for the Prime Minister's resignation is against parliamentary norms. The main opposition obstructs the National Assembly meeting calling for the PM's resignation. A Russian strike kills at least 4 people and injures scores others in Lviv in what is described as a deadly attack. Belarus president says Wagner chief is in Russia against what was reported earlier. And England to clash against Spain in the finals of UEFA Under-21 Championship. England cross Israel and Spain tame Ukraine in the semi-finals. The National Examination Board has made public the result of the Secondary Education Examination, or the SCE. Based on the result published by the board, 22,475 students have scored 3.5 to 4 GPA. Meanwhile, 55,069 students have scored 3.2 to 3.6 GPA, which is 11.36% of the total students. Meanwhile, the highest number of students, 102,293, scored between 2 and 2.4 GPA. A total of 485,396 students had appeared for the SCE exam, which had begun on the 31st of March earlier this year. The Education Board has attributed the end of the pandemic that led to physical classes as the primary factors behind improved performance by the students this time around. The SCE result can be obtained by dialing 1600. Repeat that number, it's 1600, and following the instructions. The results can also be checked through SMS and internet, while they are also available at Kantipur's website www.ekantipur.com. One more time, it is www.ekantipur.com. The ruling coalition has concluded that the demand of main opposition CPN-UML for resignation of Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal was against parliamentary norms. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal has reached a mindset to furnish his response regarding the controversial statement on India's role in his appointment as the Premier. Meeting of the ruling coalition held at the official residence of the Prime Minister in Balotar concluded that Prime Minister Dahal did not have to resign and would furnish his response at the House of Representatives. Premier Dahal has been facing severe criticism regarding his statement issued during the launch of the book on Pritam Singh. The parliament has also remained obstructed because of the controversial statement. In today's meeting, Prime Minister Dahal had informed the ruling coalition about his statement. Meanwhile, the ruling coalition has decided to take forward the ordinance regarding the issues of loan shark victims, which expired on Wednesday, as a bill at the parliament. However, alliance partners Janata Samajwadi Party and Loktantrik Samajwadi Party have said that the ordinance should be taken forward as a bill only after some amendments. Meeting of the National Assembly was obstructed today, demanding the resignation of Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal. The main opposition CPN-UML obstructed the meeting of the National Assembly today, condemning the Premier's controversial remarks, which according to them has dented national sovereignty. CPN-UML lawmaker Vairav Sundar Shrestha demanded the resignation of Prime Minister Dahal on moral and ethical grounds and has warned of obstructing the National Assembly meeting until the demand is addressed. Chairperson of the National Assembly Ganesh Timalsina has postponed the meeting until tomorrow. Speaking during a book launch program on Monday this week, Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal had said that Pritam Singh had reached Delhi on several occasions for his appointment in the country's top executive post. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal's secretariat has said that the Prime Minister's statement regarding Sardar Pritam Singh was being wrongly defined to serve political interests. A press note issued by the Prime Minister's Secretariat has said that the statement issued to express the cordial relationship between Prime Minister Dahal and Singh was being politicized and has termed it unfortunate. The Secretariat has claimed that Prime Minister Dahal had included Singh's well wishes for him and his desire for Dahal's leadership of Nepal's government for transformation during their informal meetings. The note issued by Prime Minister's press advisor Govinda Acharya states that Prime Minister Dahal had also recollected his parleys with Singh at his house in Delhi during the treatment of a family member. The Secretariat has further added that the Prime Minister elected from the Parliament was always accountable to the Parliament and has added that the Premier was not provided with an opportunity to furnish his responses while being criticized without considering his version and explanations. Uddhav Thapa of Nepali Congress from the Central Coalition has been appointed the Chief Minister in Koshi Province. Thapa had earlier furnished his claim with Province Governor Parshuram Khapung for formation of the new government in the province. As provisioned by the sub-article 920 of Article 168 of the Constitution of Nepal, Thapa had furnished his claim for formation of the government under his leadership with the support of 2 or more parties in absence of a clear majority of a single party. In the 93-member Province Assembly, Thapa has the support of 47 members, including 29 from Nepali Congress, 13 of CPN Maoist Centre, including the Province Speaker, 4 from CPN Unified Socialist, and 1 from Janata Samajwadi Party. Meanwhile, CPN-UML has 40 members in the Province Assembly, and Rashtriya Prajatantra Party has 6 seats. Thapa has said that a small council of ministers would be formed after his appointment as the Chief Minister, and efforts would then be made for generating the vote of confidence after being administered the oath of office and secrecy. UML and Rashtriya Prajatantra Party have said that the Province Speaker Baburam Gautam could not be counted to reach a majority. Madhya Province government is to hold discussions on the budget for the upcoming fiscal year from the 8th of July. Discussions on the budget is to begin on Saturday after Province Chief Minister Saroj Kumar Yadav generated consensus among the parties of the ruling coalition. According to Nepali Congress Province Assembly Party leader and the Province Minister for Physical Infrastructure Development Krishna Yadav, discussions on the budget is to begin 23 days after it was presented. The Madhya Province has introduced a budget of 44.11 billion rupees for the upcoming fiscal. It has been learned that the province government is to gain a full shape after conclusion of discussions on the budget. Now, parliamentarians have criticized the government for failing to provide fertilizers to the farmers during the plantation season. At today's meeting of the Finance Committee of the House of Representatives, parliamentarians have criticized the government, alleging it of failing to distribute chemical fertilizers during the plantation season of paddy, the major crop of the country. They have also raised questions regarding the performance of the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. Meanwhile, officials of the Ministry of Agriculture have defended themselves, saying the responsibility of distribution of chemical fertilizers was assigned to provinces and local levels. They stated that fertilizers were distributed on the basis of recommendation of the local levels. Despite the annual demand of 700,000 tons of fertilizers in Nepal, only around 300,000 tons is purchased on average. The government has been allocated more than 30 billion rupees for procurement of fertilizers. The issue of the factory for producing chemical fertilizers was also raised at the meeting of the committee. According to the officials of the investment board, companies of countries including Malaysia and Germany had shown interest in establishing factories in a public-private partnership model, but no progress had been made in this regard. Now, police have arrested Meera Kumari Yadav, the deputy chair of Saptari's Dakneshwari municipality, in a citizenship scandal. The District Police Office Saptari had taken an arrest warrant against her from the District Court 3 days ago, following which Yadav had reached the police office accompanied by her supporters and leaders of CPN-UML. Yadav has claimed that she is a Nepali citizen and the allegations on her were baseless. Her husband, who faces similar allegations, meanwhile, is out of contact. A complaint had been made at the District Administration Office against the couple 4 months ago, alleging them of being Indian citizens. However, the plaintiff then took it to the High Court, Janakpur, saying that the administration had refused to file the case. The court had issued a mandamum on the 19th of May to register the case. According to the District Police Office Saptari, the case has been moved forward and investigation is underway. The Yadav couple has been alleged of being citizens of India coming from Bihar's Saupol district and had obtained fake citizenship from Saptari's Aurahi. Cases of dengue infection that had been detected in Dhading before the arrival of monsoon season has now increased. More than 100 dengue patients have reached the district hospital in Dhading within 20 days of the ongoing Nepali month of Asar. Majority of dengue patients in Dhading are residents of the market areas. Meanwhile, doctors have warned of possible rise in the rate of dengue infections after the end of monsoon amid failure in making efforts to timely preventing it. Vaccinations against hepatitis B have been administered to 1,014 individuals of Chumnubri rural municipality of Gorkha. The local residents of Chumnubri area that lacks access to health services have been provided free vaccination against hepatitis B along with health checkup. The local authority has said that 422 males and 618 females have been provided the vaccines during the campaign that was held for a week. Himalaya cheese industry of Annapurna rural municipality ward number 6 has been shut down following the spread of lumpy skin disease among cows. According to the industry, considering the risks of further spread of the disease during milk collection, it had to be shut down. The industry, which had remained shut for 3 years because of the coronavirus pandemic, had resumed operation only 5 months ago. Cheese produced from the industry was sold at major tourist destinations under the Annapurna circuit, including Tatopani, Ghodepani and Tarapani. The industry, operated by a cooperative with the involvement of 35 cow farmers, used to produce more than 40 kilograms of cheese on a daily basis during the peak season. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, why has the Pasupati Area Development Trust failed to protect its own assets? Your options are A. Unclear records, B. Politicization in leadership, and C. An excuse for irregularity. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And now, before we wrap up, here's a look into the top stories one more time. National Education Board publishes this year's SCE results. Students register a marked improvement as a significant number score higher GPAs. The ruling coalition concludes that the demand for Prime Minister's resignation is against parliamentary norms. The main opposition obstructs the National Assembly meeting calling for his resignation. A Russian strike kills at least 4 people and injures scores others in Lviv in what is described as a deadly attack. Belarus president says Wagner chief is in Russia against what was earlier reported. And England to clash against Spain in the finals of UEFA Under-21 Championship. England cross Israel and Spain tame Ukraine in the semi-finals. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin is at 10:30 p.m. Thank you for staying with us. Goodbye for now.